the end of the day, I'm here to help entrepreneurs design brands that guide them to seven-figure success. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Brand Doctor live stream. I just wanted to quickly say my apologies for yesterday. I had a live stream scheduled, but due to the construction that's going on in my kitchen right now, there was a lot of machinery going on and a lot of loud noises. And I decided to just cancel it and pick up where we left off today. So my apologies for not being present yesterday. But today I want to talk about, since this whole week is really focused on sales and marketing funnels, I wanted to talk about this particular topic today, which is your funnel clotting with the wrong prospects? And this is something that happens a lot. And we need to fix this, because it's doing your business a disservice, and it's doing the people that are coming into your funnel a disservice, because they're not getting what they're wanting, and you're not getting what you're wanting, which is qualified leads into your sales process, right? So I'm going to share with you a really cool high-level strategy that I'm going to walk you through to make sure that you're getting the right people into your funnel. This is a huge qualification play here. You hear me talk about this a lot, but it's so important. This phone's going crazy. It's so important to make sure that we are extremely clear with who it is that we want to serve. And I'm going to tell you, there's going to be a lot of distractions. You know, I can't tell you how many people said, you know, Henry, you're missing out. You're leaving a lot of money on the table by not having a lower ticket offer. And you know, it makes you scratch your head sometimes, like, oh, maybe I am. Maybe I need to develop this whole nother tier of service. Maybe not. Maybe not. Because my line of thought is, if I'm going to sell something for $3,000 or $5,000, I'm going to need to put just as much effort into selling that than selling my core offer, which is the Brand Accelerator program. So why not put all my focus and energy into that one thing? You know, when you spread yourself too thin, what's going to happen? You're not going to get the results that you're looking for, and you're going to be sort of half-assing, right? Unless you have a big team. Unless you have a big team and they can focus on just selling that one product for you, and you can focus on doing what you're doing. If that's the case, more power to you. But I'm talking about those folks that are in the process of scaling into that seven-figure level, and they're in that process of building out the team and really getting their offer crafted and really getting their funnels established, really getting those systems and processes in place so that they can build upon that and scale that, right? And quite frankly, so a lot of those folks aren't ready to be selling multiple products. So what we want to do is we want to drive them to one specific funnel that brings them down the qualification process and into a sale. So let me share screens with you real quick, and I'm going to walk you through a little bit of a presentation here. Oh, let me do this instead. Bear with me. So we're going to come over here. We're going to close this out. And we are going to bring this up. Okay, now you can see my screen, okay? So let's break down the funnel strategy here for you so we can start to dial in what the funnel should be all about and who we want coming in to the funnel. So first and foremost, we have to define our goal for our funnel strategy. So our funnel should ... be based off the needs and wants of our client. So let's fast forward and let's think about the transformation we're going to bring our clients through. Let's think about where they're going to be after they consume our product or service. right? And what's going to have to happen in between for them to achieve that goal, right? So that's step number one. Step number two is the impact of the funnel. So we want people to ... insert the behavior we want to create or change in our audience based off of our persona, based off of the ideal client that we want to serve. So what does that look like? Are they watching a video? Are they taking a challenge? Are they listening to audio? Are they taking a mini course? What are they doing in order to incorporate that change? So if we don't know our audience, how are we going to be able to make that impact? That's the power of brand strategy. Without a strong brand strategy, without a strong marketing strategy, how are you going to accelerate your business? Right? And then the call to action strategy. And that should be based off of the behavior and the goal of the funnel. So one of the big things I see here is that call to action is not specific enough. So I'll give you a quick example, right? I'm going to be doing this on Instagram today in my stories. So I just redid my masterclass. Okay. This masterclass it used to be like 42 minutes long. It was pretty extensive. I got it down to 26 minutes. So I stripped a lot of the fat and I rearranged some things and I re-recorded it. And today in my IG stories, I am going to tell my audience to go check out the new and improved masterclass. And I want feedback. So shoot me a DM, shoot me an email. You guys know how to get in touch with me. I'm not that, it's not that hard to get in touch with me. I'm on all the platforms, right? But that is my direct call to action is go watch the new and improved masterclass and give me feedback. That's it. So when you're clear on that, things are going to get a lot simpler. So let's bring this into play a little bit. Okay. So what is our attention strategy? Okay. So audience title from strategy deck. So this is something that we do with our clients when we're taking them through the Brand Accelerator program and we're working on their marketing strategy, because without a marketing strategy, without a brand strategy, your funnels are going to fail and you're not going to get the right clients coming in your funnel and coming into your world, right? So what we want to do is we want to create a quick blurb about what that title means and how we define this audience. And this could be taken from the strategy deck as well, right? So this is the exploration phase. This is the discovery phase of our audience before we start to build out the funnel, okay? Now we got to focus on the target. So what's the demographic or refined segment of that brand level audience? If we don't know who we're shooting for, how are we going to serve? How are we going to create that impact? Okay. We got to think of the platform. Where are we most likely to find these people? Is it Clubhouse now? Is it Instagram? Is it LinkedIn? So we got to plug that in. And then what is the platform strategy? What will we do on the platform that's going to get us the best results? So let's play with this, right? We're going to bring in an example, all right? For our clients, they're obsessed builders. These guys and gals are entrepreneurs that love to build, Okay. People who obsess over every little detail as they build thing after thing in the hopes of getting them closer to the bigger picture. They see their empire as their greatest achievement, but are prone to overthinking the small details. They love the craft to a fault. Okay. Those are the typical clients that I work with, right? So I feel them because I am one of those people. I love building out live streams. I love building podcasts. I love building rooms out on Clubhouse. I love being in front of the camera, right? I love building my systems and processes inside of my business. I'm always trying to make my business better, right? And this is one of the huge overhauls that we did for the Brand Accelerator program, sort of giving you a sneak peek here behind the scenes on one of the 3 presentation decks that we create for our clients. And this is the business acceleration deck, but it has everything to do with funnel strategy as well, right? So then we look at the target, right? The mass affluent, 110,000 urban dwellers, tech lovers, leaning towards outliers. What is an outlier? An outlier is the top 20% of your clients. Right? These are the, what's the word that gets floated around a lot? The whales, if you will, right? You don't need a lot of these clients to be profitable. You don't need a lot of these clients to move the needle. All right. So what platform, right? What platform are we going to distribute this attention and try to grab it? Well, we're most likely to find these people listening to podcasts about entrepreneurship. So how are we going to get either on those shows, or do we create our own show and host our own show? We did this for a client late last year. He's working with brand partnerships. He's working with top tier clients. One client is worth $250,000. These folks are listening to podcasts. So I said, you know what, Jason, it's probably a good idea that you start a podcast. And so we did. So I hooked him up with my podcast production team, and they're flowing now. And he's ripping three episodes a week to get his feet going, to get the momentum, and then he'll probably throttle back. Who knows? But now he has his own platform, and I encouraged him to go on other shows too. It's very important to go on other shows, right? And then what is the platform strategy, right? So we just talked about it, doing a podcast tour rather than buying media. Right. So maybe you look for 10 podcasts a day. What is it going to take you? Maybe, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to do a search. Or you can hire. So I hired a company to book me on bigger shows, and they do the booking for me. So they're pitching me on different shows. That allows me to do the other things that I could do inside of my business, like creating content like this. Right. So they're actively doing that for me. So that's the platform strategy. Right. So how does this all tie in? Well, if you now know this kind of stuff, this is the deeper stuff. Now you know what type of funnel to put together. Right. So you don't want to make the same mistakes that everybody else makes, is try to slap a funnel together to see if it sticks. It's the worst way to try to build a funnel. It's going to fall short, and then you're going to have to redo it. Like, do you have that kind of time? So I always say this, right? My cousin says this all the time. If you're going to build it right. I was talking to somebody yesterday, one of my dear friends. She's starting a new company. And she said, if you can redo your business over again, what would you do differently? And I said, I would do 3 things. I would hire somebody to help me with brand strategy, marketing strategy, and a growth strategy, an acceleration strategy. And that's why I'm so passionate about putting together my brand accelerator program, because it's all of those 3 things. And then the cool thing is you can just leverage my team and we build the whole thing out for you. It's not just lip service like a lot of these companies do. It's like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to do that. And then you get overwhelmed and you wind up doing nothing. We've all been there. So I'd rather do all of that with you and then have my team build the whole damn thing out for you. so it actually gets done and done right. Right. So I want to share with you a really cool offer. It is the brand assessment. People were asking me about what this is, and based on the questioning, it sounded like it was being misconstrued on what this brand assessment actually is. This brand assessment that I offer, which is a small investment compared to the value that it delivers, it's not a one-on-one call with me where I'm going to share screen with you and I'm going to point fingers at you and tell you what you're doing wrong on everything. That's not the intention, right? I'm not trying to overwhelm you with this assessment. What this assessment is for is to figure out where you are right now, figure out where you want to be, and what are the obstacles in between that we need to overcome in order to make that happen. So instead of me just like blasting you with all these things that you should be doing, I'm sitting down with you like a good doctor would and asking you a tremendous amount of questions to get to the core of what needs to happen in order to get you to the success that you're looking for. So it gives you the clarity. It gives you the focus. I asked my friend last night, I said, there's two ways you can look at this. You could build your business like taking public transportation. It's going to take you triple the time to get to your destination because you got all these stops. Or you could take an Uber, or you can buy your own damn car and get there and have in a fraction of the time it's going to take you via public transportation. That's one. Number two is, lost my train of thought because I see my wife in the window. Number two is, I can't forget. I keep forgetting. It'll come back to me. We talked about the public transportation. I don't want to waste time. It'll come back to me. But that's what I'm saying. Have the guide. Have the guide to do it with you. I talked about going to war. And I said to her, would you go to war without a plan of attack? Would you go to war without a plan of attack? And she said, of course not. I'd be dead. And I said, well, that's what I did when I first started my business. And I almost died twice, AKA almost lost the business twice. So I'm not going to create a new venture. I am not going to create a new business without the proper plan of attack. And that means brand strategy to get our messaging dialed in. The marketing strategy, how are we going to deliver this message? And then the business acceleration strategy is, now that we have the branding and marketing strategy in play, how do we accelerate and grow once we launch? And what does that look like? That's a hell of a lot more comprehensive. And she says, that sounds like a lot. Yeah, this is your business. This isn't a joke. So when you put that work in up front, you have the playbook that's going to get you to where you want to be. So those are some things that I just wanted to share with you. So if you're interested in that brand accelerator program, the brand assessment, you could just go to my website. It's Unique Designz with a Z at the end, not an S, .net. Then it'll say book an assessment with Henry. You click that button and you go through the process. But again, I don't want you to think it's some pointing fingers. You got to do all of this. I've been on those calls that they suck. You get off of those calls extremely frustrated and overwhelmed. It's not what I'm trying to do here. I want to sit down with you and work with you through this and see what needs to be accomplished in order to get the job done. So take this and run with it, guys. Because when we talked about the attention strategy, we talked about the funnel strategy and what the components are in order to make this work for you to get the right clients down your funnel. Because again, you're doing yourself a huge disservice and you're doing your audience a disservice by bringing people in that aren't a good fit. And I don't know about you, but my time is valuable. Your time is valuable. Your clients' times are valuable. So if you're going to build something, build it right and get the right people coming into your world. I'll let you go with that, guys. Have an amazing day. I'll catch you on the next one real soon. Take care.
That